was called Sharing Issues with Charles B. It was on Rhythm 93.7, a sister station to STV. I'm going to quote his quote before I go into telling you what we have next. If each one could reach one, what a better place the world would be. This goes to say how you, as a person, if you decide to help one person and the other person helps the other person, sufferings and pains that we see around our vicinity will just face off. And that brings us to talking about a very benevolent man who is also a man of God. He is, when you talk about philanthropy, people just call themselves philanthropists because they come to social media and they put on camera and give somebody 5,000 naira. But when I talk about a philanthropist, I'm talking about someone who is touching thousands of life. It is the general overseer of Omega Power Ministries, OPM. He is Apostle Chibuzor Gift Chinyere. Well, we actually had an unscheduled visit to his house recently to talk to him about so many things he's doing, and particularly about this family, the Samuel family that he took all the way from Niger State and brought them over to Port Harcourt to give a new lease of life to them. Now, it was just okay, come, I'll give you a job, you get a house. But when they came, what was awaiting for them was way, way bigger. Can you imagine giving a family that lived in a kind of a pig hole, giving a family that didn't have any hope of life, that were just suffering and feeding from hand to mouth and not even healthy food? Because when they arrived, I was there as well. I saw how ill-looking the wife was, the children. They had to take them to the hospital the very next day to evaluate them and then start treating whatever it could
immediately.
He gave them a 14-unit, one-room, safe-contained house. That's to say, they are now landlords. They have 14. He went on to give the husband of this woman, I mean the later Deborah's father, a car, a fairly used, US-used Toyota Corolla, and this is for transport business. He's going to be doing a cab business with that. Luckily, he was a driver driving somebody else's taxi in Niger State before he came here. So you can imagine a man that used to be all those shades of poverty now having to drive his children to school. And that's not all. He's offered all the children, 6 children of this man, overseas scholarship. But they're going to have the only one that's going to oversee first is the first, and then eventually the other 5 children, once they are done with secondary school, they will join the other one. I mean, what would Jesus do? I mean, I don't want to talk too much. Let's go over and let's go over and watch. It was an unscheduled visit. I wasn't even prepared for it, but I took the chance to actually get to know him more on a one-on-one discussion. Let's see what it was. Say just the way it is, and this particular personality, it's the first time I'm getting to meet him one-on-one, but from a distance I've got to hear so much about him. The founder, president, and the general overseer of Omega Power Ministries, OPM. Join me, sir. Welcome, Apostle Chibuzor Gift Chinyere.
Welcome. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
I was expecting you were going to be wearing one suit with the collar and everything. Nice to see you really relaxed.
Those ones are for very big pastors.
All right, sir. So basically, we were talking to you today live earlier on, and we talked about this wonderful gesture you've done to this family. We'll start from there. Tell me more, sir. What really motivated your interest? Because you're not the only pastor in Nigeria, and there are even pastors in that city. There are big churches in the north. You're not even based in the north to say, okay, this will attract flocks to your church. You know, you're very far in the south, in Port Harcourt here. What could have endeared you to this family?
From the beginning, I watched the gruesome murder of this innocent, beautiful girl that the parents sent to school to go and learn. After watching it, I almost wept, but I held myself. Then suddenly, I saw the father's video saying he would never send any of his children to school. That caught my attention. Because number one, by the grace of God, I've given award as an icon of free education. That's number one. Number two, when it comes to education, I don't joke with education. Because I remember when I was young, I wanted to go to school, but my parents, there was no money. So I didn't have opportunity to go to school. So I made a promise to God. I said, God, as I didn't have opportunity to go to school, if I see people that have opportunity to go to school, I will support them to the end. And that was how I started supporting education. Even when I've not yet even become a pastor, I was assisting some people when I was in Lagos. So now when I saw this clip of the father saying he would never send his children to school, I said no. I don't blame him. Why? Because if the daughter died by motor accident, if the daughter died through sickness, but this one, he sent the daughter to school and the daughter died in the school. So the school is no longer safe for the children. That is his mindset. I said no. I need to come in now. But first, why did this man say he's not going to send the children to school? Because if you observe, after that little girl was murdered, the law enforcement agent, the Nigerian police, they arrested the culprits. They took them to the court. There was mass riot. The riot was not against the police. The riot was against innocent citizens, traders, Igbo traders. The riot was against churches. It is not churches that arrested these people. Neither is it the traders, but it's the police. Unless they started, destroying shops, destroying people's cars. So I thought, this place will not be safe for these people, because if they find out that look, this family has gotten under free education, they might come back and attack them. Because after all the people they attack, they didn't do anything. They might decide to attack this family. So it's okay. The best way is to relocate them. So by the grace of God, we have more than 18 estates, up to 20 estates, free estates. People are living free of charge without paying any single money.
Amazing.
They're living there up to date. I take them to the new accommodation. Okay. Fully furnished, everything.
Wow.
So that's okay. If you're relocating somebody into a new environment, will the person eat sand? So I don't know the business the woman is doing, but we're going to establish a business for her, a shop. Then all the kids, scholarship.
And how many kids are we talking about?
6.
6.
Then the man, I don't know the job he's doing there, but I'll get him a job here so that he can help his family. So when I put it out, a lot of people try to contact, and one of my staff contacted them, and there was a video call, 3-way video call. So there was a man, a pastor, that connected them. The pastor said he traveled 3 hours 30 minutes.
That's a long trip.
Because these people are living in outskirts, inside. Oh my God, the poverty is too much.
It's like the suburb. That's what it's called, the suburb. Very in.
So for them to get them 3 hours, so in case there's any attacks, before the law enforcement will reach there, the people are finished and gone. So with that I said, no. If you want to leave somebody in poverty, if you look at the family, everybody's poor. You can't lift everybody at the same time. Pick one person and lift that person out of poverty, and that person you lift up will carry others. So that's okay. Your child, who is the next? He says a boy. So I'm going to give the boy international scholarship.
You said that today, and it's, I mean, not just 6 normal scholarship, now international scholarship.
Yes, for one of the child. So when that one now would lift others. Said I'm going to give him a scholarship to go and school in university abroad. So anything about school, forget about it from now. Anything concerning school, whether school uniform, school fees, school book, leave them. Don't even think about it again. It's over.
Did you say that all these things that you do and with this that you add into it is purely funded by offering and tithe? You're not a businessman, you don't have any company you run?
There is no business where the money is coming from. All the monies, I repeat, all the money, 100% come from offering and tithe. And donations. Because I have people that partner, they love what we are doing. Some of them are not Christians, some of them are Muslims. They say, well, I love what you're doing, and I want to be a partner. And they so. There are a lot of people too, they are in different churches. Even pastors, they call me and say, you're doing a great job. I just want to support. Because like the free hospital, a doctor called me from Abuja and he said, I run a hospital and I know what it is.
Healthcare is expensive in Nigeria.
Very expensive. For you to run a free hospital for more than 8 years, I respect you. So every month, I'll be paying so and so amount into the hospital account.
And they are not, the doctors and nurses, they are not volunteers. They are on salary.
They're on salary. All on salary.
So you run heavy weight with your current expenditures.
Heavy weight. You don't pay couple. You come to the hospital. If your case is operation, you do operation. Not operation, you deliver safely.
Not a dime is paid.
Not a dime. No, it's not the funny thing. When you come, we feed you. We feed the patient. Then we give you this delivery pack. You know, they have clothes, baby clothes, powder, and everything. We give you. Then when you are going, after you finish delivering, we give you transport to go.
Nigerians are amazed. Amazed is an understatement. Whoa.
You finish delivery, we give you transport to go home.
This is happening in Port Harcourt.
This is happening in Port Harcourt, in Nigeria.
From the church.
From the church.
I understand that there's a free restaurant.
Yes.
I understand that aside from the hospital, which we already know is quite recurrent expenditure consuming. And we also go to the fact that I hear you rehabilitate people who are into prostitution, who repent.
And that's why I promised God that I will give shelter to those that have the accommodation. That's why we have more than 18 estates where people are living free of charge without paying a dime. Because 15 years I was homeless. I've been a security guard. I've worked as a security guard. I've worked as a cleaner. I've slept under the bridge. Surulere Bridge. I slept under the bridge. I was homeless. So, and these are things I promised God. I said, God, if you bless me, I will give home to the homeless.